Hey guys, so I wanted to give you my thoughts on the Obi-Wan Kenobi final, a little bit of my thoughts on the series as a whole. But mainly, I want to focus on that final. This will definitely have some spoilers in it. Yeah, on the whole, I thought that the Obi-Wan Kenobi series was really strong. Kind of felt like its plot did make a lot of sense contextually. I feel like at some point, Obi-Wan would have had to have discovered that Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker. So I feel like having, another face-off between them, between episodes 3 and 4, it actually does make a lot of sense. So overall, I was pretty happy with that. A lot of people didn't like Reva. For the most part, I thought she was actually a really strong character. I wasn't a big fan of her in that last episode, but I'll get into that. But I thought she was a pretty compelling character. In her early episodes, I felt like she was closer to how the Inquisitors were depicted in Rebels than all the other Inquisitors, honestly. And I kind of do actually have a bit of a, story theory as to why that was, mainly just because Rebels takes place later. I kind of feel like it may have taken some time for the Inquisitors to really discover how to be Inquisitors, if you will. Because, the Inquisitorius Squad, whatever it's called, would have been fairly new at this point in the Star Wars storyline. But, yeah, I liked her rage. She had, she really embodied the dark side. And then, we discover a little bit more about her character. Which, honestly, I kind of felt like in that last episode, I felt like they didn't really do a good job at continuing her plot. Overall, though, I felt like, the way Obi-Wan was depicted, Ewan McGregor's performance is really strong. I thought it was kind of dumb how when he and Leia were escaping that base, all he did was just hide her under his coat. That was pretty weak. But overall, I thought that this series is strong. Then we get to that goddamn final. I think most people enjoy the final. I think a lot of people are going to disagree with me. But I definitely felt like its plot was very contrived. The storytelling was messy. Felt like it was basically, all of it was just in favor of some fan service. I feel like basically the whole episode exists just so we can have a Darth Vader with a half-destroyed mask interacting with Obi-Wan Kenobi. It was some fun fan service, but I thought it was overall pretty fairly poorly executed, actually. So I thought it was very messy storytelling, the way it kept on jumping back and forth between Darth Vader's duel with Obi-Wan Kenobi and Reva trying to kill Luke Skywalker. Like I said, I didn't really like Reva in this episode. I am so goddamn sick of people surviving stab wounds and gunshot wounds to the stomach. That's been happening a lot in Star Wars lately. I found Reva's particularly unbelievable. I mean, she got stabbed twice, and, she's not like, some alien, with better biology than humans. She's just a regular human. She was stabbed in the stomach with 2 lightsabers, and somehow she survived. Somehow she made it all the way down to Tatooine. Got in a big fight And she's still alive and kicking at the end of this episode. We don't know what happened to her character. We never see her character die, so I mean, it's implied that she's still alive. We never see her get some sort of treatment. And who the hell would be treating her? I mean, I wouldn't think that she would treat herself. I mean, it would kind of imply that she'd have some sort of resource to treat herself, which would mean that she knew that the Grand Inquisitor was going to survive when she's stabbed him. So yeah, I find just, this whole continued theme of people surviving gunshot and lightsaber wounds to the summit kind of frustrating at this point in Star Wars. And I felt like, it's kind of, they weren't really sure what to do with her character, because, she wanted to kill Luke for some reason, and then when she had the opportunity to kill him, she couldn't, because it reminded her of, being a youngling in the Jedi Temple. But she had no problem torturing young Leia. And, yeah, I thought it was just, extremely messy with, them jumping back and forth between that and Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then, at the end of Obi-Wan Kenobi's fight, he's somehow able to make it down to Tatooine in time. And then, the whole, this running plot of Obi-Wan Kenobi finally coming to, Thomas is being crazy, but this whole plot of, Obi-Wan Kenobi coming to accept that, he's going to have to either kill Darth Vader or be killed by Darth Vader. Obviously we knew that neither of those were going to happen, but, at the end of the episode, Darth Vader is, finally weakened enough that Obi-Wan Kenobi could have potentially killed him, but he just doesn't. I mean, like I said, we knew both of them were going to survive at the end of the episode, but they couldn't come up with, any real reason, why that happened, other than he just doesn't, even though he's accepted that, one of them's going to have to die at the other's hands, and he just doesn't. It was so stupid. And that Liam Neeson Qui-Gon Jinn cameo, that was so weak. I mean, it was something that I feel like everybody knew was going to happen, but, it added nothing to the story. In my opinion, it should have just been a voice cameo, and it should have happened when Obi-Wan Kenobi was buried under all of those rocks. I feel like, hearing his voice, after hearing Anakin and Darth Vader's voice so much to that, I feel like that should have, what gave him the strength, what gave him the focus to, be able to use the Force to survive and, push all those rocks and, all of a sudden, discover himself. Instead, they gave, really useless, full-bodied cameo at the very end of it. I thought that was pretty terrible. So yeah, overall, I thought the series was strong, but this final was just a mess. What did you think of the final? I mean, do you agree with me? Do you think it was a mess? I certainly did. Let me know what you thought.